As a doctor, dentist, or vet, it can be really hard to lose weight. And that's not your fault. It's a combination of your job and the challenges that come with that, as well as actually the pressure you put on yourself being who you are. It's really common for healthcare professionals to put themselves under a lot of pressure and feel like, honestly, a bit of a failure because they struggle with weight loss. And actually, looking at it realistically, there's no reason that you should feel that way. You're not a specialist typically in that area, and it's not something you get taught a lot about at medical school, and certainly not at veterinary school, and often not much at dentistry school either. So in today's video, I'm going to cover a couple of key things that will really help you accelerate that weight loss, start to see some progress, and just generally help you as a healthcare professional. So the first thing you guys do that's really common is you are perfectionists and have an all or nothing approach, which, is fantastic. I would like a doctor or a vet or a dentist who is a perfectionist in their treatment of either myself, a family member, or one of my pets. However, when it comes to managing your own fitness and particularly your nutrition, being a perfectionist does not help you. And particularly because of the circumstances of your job, that makes it doubly hard. If you're on nights, on call, just super busy as it always is, it can be very hard to stick to what often is a rigid plan that you set yourself. You think, I'm going to start a new regime with nutrition and with fitness, and you plan out, let's say, 7 perfect days or the perfect plan. But that perfect plan has not factored in that you work in healthcare and that tonight you're going to be on call and you're going to finish late. You're not going to be able to eat what you plan to eat. You're not going to be able to work out. And being who you are, an all or nothing person and a bit of a perfectionist, you will probably then write off that plan for the next week or the next 2 weeks or the next month or the next 6 months. And you will commonly get stuck in that yo-yo cycle of intense bouts of activity for maybe a couple of weeks. That fails for whatever reason. You drop off for a few months and then restart again and again. And I see it so often in the healthcare professionals that I work with. So perfectionism and an all or nothing approach is a really big thing that we try and counteract. And one way to do that is really just to think about this simple mantra of aiming to be consistently good, not occasionally perfect. There are ways with consistency to help you manage some of that perfectionism. So what I tend to do with clients is aim for you having a gold standard and a minimum standard in your week that's realistic and relevant to you as well, most importantly. Don't compare yourself to a 25-year-old fitness influencer if you are a 45-year-old senior attending physician with 3 kids and a partner at home. It's going to be a very different life that you're leading, and it's not sensible to try and compare and emulate what they're doing. So let's make it realistic to you. What is that gold standard each week across fitness, across nutrition, across sleep and recovery? And what's that minimum standard? So the gold standard might be 3 workouts at the gym in the week. And the minimum standard might be a workout at home for 20 minutes or more and 1 walk. That might be a realistic standard for you for your week, but actually if you can chain those together week on week, you'll see a load of progress. And similarly with nutrition, the gold standard might be that you take prep lunches every day and you hit your calorie targets 5 out of 7 days a week or 6 out of 7 days a week. And your minimum standard might just be that you eat every single meal and you have fruit for snacks in a week, and that's it. Simple but effective techniques that really help you build consistency over time and help you stop being stuck in that yo-yo cycle that so commonly frustrates healthcare professionals when it comes to weight loss. The second reason you guys really struggle is environment. Now, we all know that treats are delicious. I, for example, love tiramisu. However, if I'm surrounded by tiramisu, it makes it very hard for me to avoid it. And likewise for yourselves in hospital, in a vet practice, dental practice, in your car, wherever you work in healthcare, you're often surrounded by treats, snacks, and maybe unwanted options that are not going to help you when it comes to weight loss. And it's very hard to fight environments because you don't control the hospital. You can't tell other people not to bring treats in. I won't advocate for that either. But what you can do is look at your own mindset, and we can develop some techniques to help you be more aware and better manage mindful eating in those moments so that we don't just walk past a box of celebrations or a box of Twinkies and just grab them and munch them. We're aware of what we're doing, and we're the ones in active control of our decision-making around food. So a very simple technique that I use with a lot of clients to great success is called HALT Plus. So it stands for hungry, angry, lonely, tired, stressed, bored, feeling unproductive, or doing it out of habit. And what we do is, let's say you are walking through a staff area and you can see there's a nice selection of treats there. We take the briefest of pauses and asking ourselves, do I truly need this for energy, or do I truly want this? Or am I doing this because I'm superficially hungry, I'm angry, lonely, tired, stressed, bored, feeling unproductive, or doing it out of habit? And to start with, it's not about necessarily not having that thing. It's much more about just building awareness of your food and emotional states and decision making. And so just saying, okay, yeah, actually I'm about to snack right now because I had a really difficult consult or had a really difficult meeting, or it's 4:30 in the afternoon and I'm just tired. All really valid reasons to want to snack. And awareness is so powerful. With time, you can then say, okay, that's maybe the driver of why I'm about to try and snack. Maybe I'll just have half, or I'll have a couple of pieces rather than a whole block. Or maybe I'll have nothing, or maybe I'll swap it for something else, like a drink of water, a cup of tea, a coffee, or going for a stroll, or having a conversation with a colleague. Just thinking about what those different options you can take in those moments that might actually help you more than having that brief hit of dopamine that you get from having that sugary treat, which actually we know is only going to last for a couple of seconds, and that feeling has gone away again. So Halt is a really powerful tool that just develops your mindful eating and will help you not just now, but in the long term. The more you use it, the better you'll get at it and the more mindful skills you'll develop with eating. So 2 really effective techniques to help you at work. Number 1, being aware of your perfectionism and your all or nothing approach as a healthcare professional. It's a very common pattern, thinking about being consistently good rather than occasionally perfect. And then secondly, thinking about our environment and mindful eating and developing that skill set of using Halt Plus to start to develop those techniques and build more resilience when it comes to your environment and the foods that are around you. Hopefully this video was helpful. I'd really love it if you could subscribe, like, or comment below if this was useful for you, and I'd love to see you in another video. My name's Tom from Become Athletic. I specialize in coaching healthcare professionals from everything from weight loss right through to preparing for Ironmans and big events across veterinary, dentistry, and medicine globally.